In our last video of substitution, we're going to be solving systems still by substitution, but we're going to be solving word problems. So we're going to go right into our first word problem. Example number 1. You buy a total of 50 turkey burgers and veggie burgers for $90. You pay $2 per turkey burger and $1.50 per veggie burger. How many of each burger did you buy? When we start these problems, I want to make note that it's very important to understand what the letters represent. So if you want to use X and Y, my suggestion would be to put X equals turkey and Y equals veggie, or whatever other letters you would like to use. When I use word problems, I like to use the actual letters in the problem. So for turkey burgers, I'm going to use T, and for veggie burgers, I'm going to use V. So as we set this up, we're going to start with our first piece of information. You buy a total of 50 turkey burgers and veggie burgers. So that means my total is going to be 50. Well, I have T turkey burgers and V veggie burgers. So I have like a total of T turkey burgers, and V is the number of veggie burgers. If I add them together, I have to get 50. So the total amount that you have is always going to be like X plus Y equals 50. T plus V equals 50. So in this problem, that's our first equation. We now know the second equation is how much it's going to cost. Well, if it's $90 total, and the number of turkey burgers is T, and each turkey burger is $2, that means it's $2 for every turkey burger, and it's $1.50 for every veggie burger. So my second equation is going to be 2T plus 1.5V equals 90. Step 1, we have to solve a variable by itself. So I'm going to take T plus V equals 50, and I'm just going to solve for V. So if I solve for V, I'm going to subtract the T. That gives me V equals negative T plus 50, or you can write 50 minus T. I have the V by itself. So the V is equal to 50 minus T, so I plug it in. That gives me 2T plus 1.5 times V, which is 50 minus T, equals 90. Now I'm going to distribute. That gives me 2T plus, it's going to be 75, 1.5 times 50 is 75, minus 1.5T, that's 1.5 times negative T, equals 90. I combine like terms. 2T minus 1.5T is just a half T. So 0.5T plus 75 equals 90. I subtract 75 on both sides. 90 minus 75 is 15. The last step is taking 15 divided by 0.5, and that's going to give us T equals 30. So because I use T, I know what that means. The number of turkey burgers is 30. So the veggie burgers, I'm going to take my 30 right here, plug it in right here for T. That gives me 50 minus 30. That means the veggie burgers, there are 20. So I have 30 turkey burgers and 20 veggie burgers. Example number 2. You spent $56 on food and clothes. You spent $18 more on clothes than on food. How much did you spend on each? So the first thing we're going to do is either put X and Y, like you could say food is X and Y is clothes, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to use F is going to be food, and I'm going to use C on clothes. So we spent a total of $56. Well, food plus clothes equals $56. I spent 18 more on clothes than on food. That means the amount of clothes is more. How much more did you spend? How much more than food did you spend? You spent $18 more. So you spent $18 more than the cost of the food on clothes. So the cost of the clothes is going to be 18 plus the cost of food because you spent more on clothes. So now we solve it. We already have one of our variables solved for F or C. So we're going to take that, plug it in for C. So that would give me F plus C, which is 18 plus F, equals 56. Combine like terms, that'd be 2F plus 18 equals 56. Subtract 18 on both sides. If you subtract 18 on both sides, you get 2F equals 36. I'm sorry, 38. That should be 38. Let me change that. Divide by 2. So F equals 19. So that means the amount you spent on food is $19. Clothes. Well, we're going to take that 19, and we're going to plug it in right here for F. So that'll be 18 plus 19. 18 plus 19 is $37. So you spent $19 on food and $37 on clothes. Example number 3. The sum of two numbers is 38. The greater number is 8 more than the other number. Find each number. Now this one's pretty easy. So we have two numbers. So I'm going to let X be the first number and Y be the second number. So the first thing we know is that the sum of the numbers is 38. Well, that's an easy one. X plus Y equals 38. The sum of X and Y would be 38. The greater number. So let's think about it. Which one do you want to be the greater number? I'm just going to say this one's going to be the greater one. So we know the greater number, which is X, is stands for equals, 8 more than the other number. So there you go. X, the greater number, is equals 8 more than plus Y, which is the smaller number, the other number. So we already have one of our equations solved for Y, or X. So we take X equals the value of 8 plus Y. So I take that and plug it in for X. So my equation would be 8 plus Y, that's what I plugged in, plus Y equals 38. I'm going to add my like terms. That's going to give me 2Y. I'm going to subtract my 8 on the other side to do inverse operations. I divide by 2. So I know that one of my numbers is 15. So my second number is 15. So the first number, I'm going to take this 15, plug it in right here. So 8 plus 15, that's going to give me 23. So my two numbers are going to be 23 and 15.